Barrel rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno-monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Wednesday the 24th of the 2nd, 2021. Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, and our lunchtime is the North American US session. Time is just gone 0500 GMT. Right, let's make a start then. Tuesday the 23rd of the 2nd, yesterday we had a negative unopposed driver in the pound at minus 163, so we had no backdoor flows, and the positive opposing flows were going into the yen at plus 99, euro plus 39, and the dollar was the positive rock at plus 25, and that was an activity of plus or minus 163. Intra-week then, this is from Monday the 22nd open to roughly 15 minutes ago, we've got a positive opposed driver in the pound at plus 367. Front and back door flows then, mainly coming out of the yen at minus 223, out of the dollar at minus 165, and the euro was the positive rock at plus 21. Activity plus or minus 388. Wednesday then, today, intraday, this is the Asian session basically till about 15 minutes ago. We've got a positive opposed driver in the pound, plus 157. Front and back door flows, mainly coming out of the yen at minus 143. A little bit out of the dollar, minus 23, and the euro was the positive rock at plus 9, and that was an activity of plus or minus 166. Right, what's going to knock this about then? So, right, if we look, today we had the New Zealand dollar rates decision, pretty much stayed the same. The initial reaction was the New Zealand dollar was sold off, and then it's bounced a little bit, but that's probably off the back of potential risk on, but we'll talk about that later. We've got the Fed chair, Powell testifying, GBP monetary policy report, and tomorrow, Thursday the 25th, we've got US durable goods and capital goods and GDP, and Friday, to polish off the week, we've got Swiss franc GDP. And looking just into Monday or Sunday night actually, early Sunday, depending where you are, we've got China's PMIs, manufacturing PMIs. Right, so let's rub this off and then take a look what's been happening in terms of the complexes. So, and this is done in order of watch lists, but anyway, so here we go. So euro is weak, except for the dollar, the yen, and the Swiss. The yen is weak across the board, all 7 FX pairs, and the pound is the opposite, it's strong across the board, all 7 FX pairs. The Swiss is weak, except for against the yen. So the yen's weak across everything. The CAD is strong, except against the pound and the New Zealand. The AUD is mixed, which is interesting. The NZD is strong, except against the pound, and the dollar is weak except against the Swiss franc and the yen. Right, so we've got in the extreme we've got yen weakness, pound strength, and that's the bulk of it. So and obviously you can fill in the gaps. Right, so moving on then, what's happening in the wider asset classes. Right, what have we got then? Dollar index basket of 6 currencies, mainly against the euro. Dollar index is sort of, it's just popped a bit, but it's near the double bottom, which is just above, well, it's above the main low, but it's popped a little bit, but not much. What have we got now? We've got gold. Gold has been on a downward trajectory and has now come up a fair bit, has to be said. Oil has been on a tear and it came off, came back, and it's now sitting below the new low, the new highs. Wall Street, what have we got for Wall Street? Wall Street sort of has basically come off a bit from the highs, came back, and is now dirging near the top. And the tech and the S&P are basically underperforming that. They've come back. So the tech and the S&P are lagging Wall Street effectively. And let's just make some space for the final bit. And what else have we got? We've got US 10 year bonds, which pretty much look like that. So that's the price, remember. So the yields have been coming up and they've bounced slightly. And copper, remember, basically has gone up. It had a dirge, it had a pump, it had another pump, it had another pump, and it's now probably about there, about at the peak of the second pump. Right, so that's that. Let's make some sense. Well, what are we doing? We've got our 9 FX pairs running, and we've doubled up on the pound New Zealand long. We're about 460. We've got about 460 points profit on the board, and that includes the losses on the pound New Zealand. So things are starting to swing in our favour now. Fair bit more to go, we should think. And so anyway, it's good to see some blue on the board again. What do we think's been happening then? Well, if you've got a weak yen and a weak dollar, this is fairly risk-on scenario. Again, intra-week we've got weak yen, weak dollar. Here, which was yesterday, we had a bit of a wobble. We had the pound as the unopposed negative driver. Right, so what do we think is going to happen? Well, we're going to stick with our positions. Basically, if you want to know what they are, if you look at the the daily briefing, we laid out the positions there. So we're pretty much staying put. We think the pound New Zealand has got tremendous upside to it. It's being held back a little bit by lag and market noise and sentiment, but we're sticking with it. So hope that was useful. Try and catch the economic videos if you can. If not, see you tomorrow for the briefing. Thank you very much.